7 minutes after 11 o'clock. Boy, that weather system that's passing across the country is going to affect us. It looks like very, very little compared to the rest of the country. Gosh, I've had tornadoes and some big, scary stuff up there, Robin. We've got the tail end of it. It's still out in the Gulf, and I guess by sometime maybe after midnight tonight, we'll start to see it here, or maybe earlier than that. But anyway, it's ushering in some cool temperatures, which I'm sure a lot of people are looking forward to that. And by cool, of course, our guest, I don't know where he is, but cool for us is 80 degrees.
Yeah,
so that's what we're looking at. Our guest is on the phone, and my goodness, I can't wait to hear his story. His name is Randy Henderson. He is the 2014 Grand Prize winner of the Writers of the Future Award. It says here he's a humorist and an author, and I think the title of the short story that got him the accolades and the inclusion in the L. Ron Hubbard Presents Writers of the Future Volume 30 book. I believe the story is called Memories Bleed Beneath the Mask. I'm not so sure. But I want to hear about this because I love this competition that they put on. Mm-hmm. We've spoken to a few authors and illustrators from the competition, and I'm always leery of talent competitions because whether it's a local thing or a big thing like the John Lennon songwriting contest, etc., because you have to pay money to enter them. So somebody makes big money from some of these contests, and
right.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I always think, you know what, if you've got talent and you can send in a story or a song or whatever it is, and you don't have to pay, I think that sounds more legit to me. So that's why I love this particular competition. Randy Henderson, it's an honor to have you on our show. Looks like you've got a lot of work under your belt. The Fin Fancy Necromancy, what the heck is that? It says you let's see. Wait, what is this? Oh, this is The World 1986 Returns to 25 Years Later. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Okay, I can't wait to hear about this. Randy Henderson. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning.
Where are you?
I am in Kingston, Washington.
The state of Washington?
The state of Washington.
Wow. Well, thank you for being up so early. Are you on a speakerphone by chance?
I am. I can...
Yeah, can you undo that, or is it not possible? Because I can hear it cutting out.
To the wonders of technology.
You know, some writer in the past must have predicted this, because everything, well, not everything, but most things, well, you know what? It's true. Everything has started as a thought, right? Whether a writer thought about it or some scientist or something, right?
That's true, yeah.
Well, there you are.
Science fiction has inspired a lot of technology.
So can I ask about you? Is the fame and glory of having an award-winning story something new for you, or have you had your history of home runs?
You know, it was a good year. I had I won the award and got my my book deal the same year. Not connected, but just right around the same time, I learned that I had won the contest and that I had a book deal. So it was a good year, but it all sort of happened kind of at once.
Do you know what I often wonder, and maybe this is something that you wouldn't even know, but I often wonder in the L. Ron Hubbard competition, since it is free, they must have a lot. I'm trying to think of a better word, but that's a good one. They must have a lot of entries, and to be able to read all those books and actually sift through them so that the cream rises to the top, that's got to be a huge task.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure there's lots of coffee involved, and I think they get like 3,000 or more entries. Like, I don't know if it's a quarter or a year. I mean, they get a ton from all around the world. So yeah, but they have a lot of people who help read those. And then...
Can I ask you kind of a writer's question in general? If let's say a romance writer or a detective writer or something like that sees an opportunity to enter a contest for science fiction, mm-hmm. Is it like a rock and roll musician suddenly deciding I'm going to enter into the world of classical music? Is it that foreign, or can a writer jump genres a lot easier than that?
You know, there's a lot of attempt to sort of silo the genres, but really there's a lot of bleed over. I mean, there's a lot of stories out there that are mystery stories that have science fiction elements, or science fiction stories that have mystery elements, right? There's mainstream, time traveler's wife, and all, that just, it's hard to classify genres that blend things. So I really don't. If you can write a good story, you may be inspired at some point. Even if you're a mystery writer, you might be a mystery writer and be writing, kind of figuring out what you want to write, and realize that it would be a much more interesting mystery story if the killer had some special ability that perhaps does not exist yet in our world, or has some technology that does not exist in our world, or those kinds of things.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I think the key is, the key of a good story is always the same. It's can you write engaging characters? Can you write dramatic scenes that move us and engage us emotionally?
So the book you got to deal with is Fin Fancy Necromancy?
That's right, Fin Fancy Necromancy. It's out in February.
Is that how you pronounce it, necromancy?
Yeah.
Now, what is that? Is that a word you made up?
No. It's a type of magic. It's the magic that has to deal with the dead, so talking to the dead, raising zombies and that kind of stuff, although there aren't zombies in my novel. It's not that type of a...
Okay, but the word romance is in there. Is it a romantic? Is it like romance with the dead or something?
No. No, there's no... I see. Necromancy. I hadn't considered that. That's good. There's no romance with the dead. There's no necrophilia going on in this book. No.
Okay.
There is romance, but it's entirely between consenting and living adults.
Okay, but and when we speak about the dead in the book, or am I wrong about this? Is it the dead like their souls, so their spirit is alive, but not their bodies, right?
Right. His ability is to talk with spirits, but it's almost peripheral to the main story. So it's just, he comes from a family of necromancers. I sort of wanted to do something a little different than the normal, like urban fantasy or contemporary fantasy, where you have sort of the lone, hard-boiled detective wizard, or the the lady with the tramp stamp on the back who
tramp stamp
power or whatever.
I think I know her. I met that lady.
Yeah. So I want to do something a little different than that you see on all the covers there, and so I kind of went more with. I was watching a lot of Arrested Development at the time, so I sort of went. It ended up kind of being sort of Dresden Files meets Arrested Development.
Okay. This has got to be an exciting time for you. So your book comes out in in February, correct?
Yep.
February,
okay. Correct.
All right. So that's got to be exciting. But today we're talking about the inclusion in this other book, the L. Ron Hubbard Presents Writers of the Future, Volume 30. Is that already out?
Yep, that is out. Came out earlier this year, so it's available at a bookstore near you.
Were you out of your element at the award ceremony, or was that something you embraced?
It's something I embraced. I think a lot of writers were probably out of their element. And it was definitely nerve-wracking. I had visions of getting up there and tripping. And I don't know if you've seen the awards, but there are these giant lucite spikes. So I just, I was imagining tripping and hitting myself.
Oh, no, I didn't see it. I didn't.
Something like that. But yeah, it turned out all right.
So you had to travel from Washington down to L.A. to get the award? And when was that?
That was in April. Yeah, actually, they fly you down. They put you in a nice hotel. They give you a week-long workshop with a bunch of great instructors, and then they throw this big awards ceremony for you. It's kind of Oscar style, where you have to throw on a tuxedo or a ball gown, or whatever you're feeling that day, I guess.
You chose the tux, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I went with the tux, a nice classy thing with like red bow tie.
Oh no!
I got up there and accepted the award, and yeah, it was pretty amazing experience. I like to say they prepare you for the level of fame you'll never actually have as a writer.
That's funny.
My gosh!
Well, if a book becomes a movie, you could be like the movie people like to do that stuff. Yeah.
Is this the story that won the Writers of the Future award?
Fin Fancy is no, it's a novel. The story that won Writers of the future is Memories Bleed Beneath the Mask. That is, you said it correctly. That is the title.
And what is that? Well, you know what? We need to take a little break, so let me not ask you another question until after the break. I want to know more, but we have to check in on the weather. By the way, the weather is going to cool down.
That's right.
All right, we'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Some sun followed by clouds today. Breezy, warm and humid with a high of 85 to 89. Look for a shower and heavy thunderstorm mainly during the afternoon hours. Tonight, mostly cloudy, warm and humid with a shower and thunderstorm around low 70 to 74. Tomorrow, a mix of clouds and sunshine with a brief shower or two. The high in the upper 70s to the mid 80s. Thursday, mostly sunny and pleasant, high 78 to 82. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Joe Lundberg.
Robin, how do you like my design?
You're designing a box?
That's not a box. It's a doghouse.
Rough draft for your rough? Sounds like you need personal service.
I do?
Yes, to print the blueprints. See Mark at the Personal Service Center. He can print blueprints, notarize permit applications, print and mail out invoices, and even provide great-looking business cards.
Personal Service Center. That's the one on the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street, right?
Just look for the yellow signs. Your pedigree palace will be a reality in no time.
Are you tired of not using your home's outdoor space for entertaining or relaxation because of all the bugs and leaves? Consider adding a beautiful screen room or glass enclosure. We are Superior Aluminum and Design, a family-owned and operated business with 20 years experience in the aluminum industry, and we are accredited by the Better Business Bureau. If you appreciate superior workmanship, call Superior Aluminum and Design at 817-8058 or visit us on the web at superiораluminumdesign.com.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my
too.
seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
All right, 20 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Robin, years ago, I was out in the Los Angeles area, and I knew a guy who was in a band, and he was rather excited because the band was going to open up for the Grateful Dead. Mm-hmm. And so that was always a big thing. You're going to open up for the Grateful Dead. So I remember saying to him, will you be able to speak to him? And so he said, I don't know how this all works. He had never opened up for a big band before. So anyway, fast forward a couple of weeks. And he comes over to my brother's place, which is where I was, and so he's there. And I said, "Oh my God, how did it go? It was great. Did you get to speak to the dead?" "Yeah, I got to speak to the dead. It was great." And now everybody who's hearing this is going, "What? You got to speak to the dead?" Now I learned there's a word for this. Is necromancy.
Yes.
From our guest Randy Henderson. I didn't even know there was a word for this, but he spoke to. I don't know who he spoke to over in the Grateful Dead. I guess it doesn't apply in this case, Randy, does it?
I tried to put some interesting folks in my book, but due to legal reasons, I had to remove some of them. So.
Oh, really? So now it says here it's a funny book, right?
It is. Well, quirky. It's definitely got humor. It's a lot of, especially some I'm a child of the '80s, so there's a lot of '80s references in there, but just a lot of humor in general. There's mercenary Sasquatches and mobster gnomes and some other fun stuff.
Oh wow! When you're writing a story, let me ask you this: Well, first of all, do you write a story for a competition like the Writers of the Future Award, or do you look through your arsenal, the work you've done already, and say what fits?
A little of both. I think definitely, I mean, you can submit stuff to Writers of the Future all day, but if it's not a story that's going to fit that market, then, your odds aren't good.
Yeah.
So it's always helpful to know your market, to go and read. I guess you do. So go out and buy Writers of the Future. So yeah, but no, it's good to read. If you're going to submit someplace, to read what they publish and get a feel for the types of stories that they like, and your odds will be better.
When you went to the different workshops and you got to speak one-on-one with some of the well-established mentors that were there, were you able to share ideas, and do you think they learned something from you?
Yes. They I think they learned that Randy liked to improv during class or something. No, I think that they I think it was a pretty good dialogue back and forth, and I think they've been doing it for quite a while. That's the instructors. A lot of the writers coming through the contest are sort of newer and emerging writers. And that's the whole purpose of this contest, in fact, is to sort of give a lift or a boost to, writers who are just right there at that level where they're starting to write really, really well, but haven't quite hit the professional level yet in terms of, consistently publishing good stories in professional magazines and such.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Randy.
No, that's fine. So I mean, they have rules that say, you cannot submit to the contest if you have a certain number of professional publications, et cetera, which I think is really great. A lot of contests and stuff, or anthologies. It's hard to win when you're competing against people who have.
So in other words, you don't qualify anymore. You're too published now.
Yeah, I won, so I'm definitely not qualified. But but I with my novel publication and other things, I would no longer qualify.
Well, I went to the website, by the way, during the break, writersofthefuture.com, and I clicked on the link, so it's playing in the studio right now without the sound. And boy, that's some stage they've got there, huh? That's a huge thing.
Yeah, it was pretty fancy.
Who's the guy singing in the opening? Who's that guy? Is that guy somebody we know?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
The name of the performer, but, to be honest, it was.
Do you know what?
I was a little bit. The whole time, I was just like going over my speech in my head, and and it was nerve-wracking because I was practically the last person to get up there. So it's like a 2-hour production, and every time they get up there and start to announce who's next, and I'm like, okay, is this it? Am I getting up? Am I speaking? And then no.
Oh, you're at the end.
Yeah, you're at the 2-hour 45-minute 20 mark.
Oh, I see. Yeah. You've got like a red vest on.
So 2 hours of me there bouncing and
that's a huge.
My nails and saying, okay.
That trophy you got is gigantic. How much does that weigh?
Yeah.
How much does it weigh?
I think I weighed it and it was like 15 pounds.
Look at this thing,
like
Robert.
Wow.
It's like a plexiglass mixed with gold or something. I don't know. Look at that.
Yeah,
thing.
it's pretty fancy.
You know what it looks like?
I won two awards. I won 2 awards, actually. So it's a quarterly contest. So they have first, second, and third place winners each quarter. And then during the ceremony itself, they pick a grand prize winner from the 4 first place winners, and you don't know who the grand prize winner is until they get up there.
I saw you picking it up. It looks heavy. So did you have family with you? Oh, look, they're all standing for you. They're all applauding you. Wow. I don't know what you said. I'll have to look back later on. What'd you say? They made them all stand up. What'd you say?
Well, my first speech. Well, they recommend you try and keep your speech to about 30 seconds. I think that's for a lot of writers, they're not natural speakers and have a hard time. And plus, they want to move the show along. I ended up speaking for about 5.5 minutes. The power of story and the value of diversity in our genre. So.
I love your bow tie.
Oh, thank you.
I think the girl who came out after you was kind of hot. Did you? Did you wink at her as you walked past? I would. See, I would have a hard time behaving myself. I would really have a hard time.
It definitely felt like rubbing elbows with the stars.
We were told that illustrators were chosen for the award-winning stories to marry the stories to a picture. Did that happen for you? Did you like the picture the illustrator did?
Yeah. Vanessa Golitz, she's in Germany. And unfortunately, she was the one illustrator who was unable to make it to the contest, so I didn't actually get to meet my illustrator. But yeah, she did a lovely illustration for my story, and they gave me a framed copy of it that I have hanging on my wall right now.
Oh, did she sign it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
So isn't that crazy? I mean, you create a character and somebody else gives it a look. So do you as you're creating the characters, do some of them rise above the others and become, I guess, personalities that you'll stay with for a while?
Oh yeah, definitely. As you're writing, most writers know characters often take on a life of their own, and especially if you're writing something novel length, there'll be a minor character that I just mean to kind of come on and say something, and give a bit of information or say something funny and leave, but they're so interesting that they stay for a while and have a conversation, and then I realize I need to have them back later in the book, and then all of a sudden I'm developing out their character and finding more reasons to make them more central to the story, and so things like that happen quite a bit. Yeah.
And being a humorist is a true gift, because a lot of people can try to do that, but they can't, and you do a great job. That is very evident.
Oh, thank you. Go on.
Go on, Robin. We have an author here, not too far from where we're broadcasting, that has been in the studio. He also has won one of these in the past years. Forgive me for not remembering his name, but I say that because I want the other authors who would like to perhaps have a shot at this to take a shot at this. I really encourage this.
Absolutely.
I really think this is one of the good ones, and I wouldn't be telling you about it if there was a dollar amount attached to it.
Right.
It's free. You not subscribe, but you enter it. I only have 45 seconds, so I guess you'll have to look it up. But go to writersofthefuture.com. That might tell you. That's where you can watch the video of the award ceremony. And at the very, very end, with the big, gigantic trophy, you'll see Randy Henderson. The book coming out in February, Fancy Necromancy, which I would have definitely said that to that girl that came out after you. I said, I'm into necromancy. Really? And then, of course, the story that appears in the 30th. Is it the 30th, Robin?
30th anniversary.
30th anniversary.
30th anniversary.
Volume 30.
L. Ron Hubbard presents Writers of the Future, Volume 30. And real quickly, Randy, do you have a website of your own?
Yeah, www, of course, .randy-henderson.com. The dash is important.
Okay. Randy, thank you. Fun interview, and please come back with maybe after February, after the book comes out.
Yeah, I'd love to. Thank you.
We'll be right back. We've got to take a break, and we'll be right back with Fun with Joe in about 10 minutes.
Islewood says people are contracting the virus at an alarming rate.
It's been running about 1,000 cases a week now for about 3 to 4 weeks.
But he estimates that could increase to 10,000 a week over the coming months, and the death rate is now